Alright, welcome back to the scene of the crime. Day 3. Last time we finished up doing this back wall and took most of it apart because of the water damage. I'll just show you that quickly before we move on to the next stage. These two corners had a bit of damage in them. I think what had happened is where the brake lights are at the back here, they're just sort of at this area. Water had come in through those screw holes. There's a couple other holes here where the darts had gone out and some screws at the back. And I think water's just dribbling down there slowly. It's a bit loose. And the other side is almost identical. There's just a little bit over there, so clean out some of this timber, silicone those screw holes up on the outside and get it watertight again. But that's a side topic because we're not doing that today. We're doing these drawers. So basically before we can get them out of here to paint them, I've got to finish making them. So they're missing the top sections and some of the faces on them. And then there's two over there that are just never had a face. So finish that today, get these together again, make a frame, which is going to get from that vanity we recovered. There's a whole lot of frame and locks and things we can use to sort of finish doing this stuff. And oh man, cigarette wedged into the frame. Extreme. I just wanted this piece off. To clean this up now. 7 years bad luck. So that broke apart pretty easily. A bit easier than I thought it would. Backside had to get the mirror off, which is glued in like one little spot in here. But it hasn't damaged the front of the panel. So I'm going to cut that down to be the new front. These are the mirror sides, which will be going to make the other two sides I was missing on that drawer. So I've just got to cut those in to make that remaining L shape there. Smashed the bejesus out of this because I didn't actually think it would break. So luckily this thing's not that big. You can just use the back half of this rather than all this stuff here. I really just needed the lock, which I was missing, and two sides and a face. So easy, let's do it. A little janky, but it'll work. Got to put the hole down there for the lock, hinges on the other side, glue it all together, draw done. So this is pretty janky because I have to make up the front of this. This is a slightly different size to get it looking symmetrical in the front of it, the actual drawer. And the standoff here, I don't have a pin long enough to reach. So I'll fill this in later to make it look a bit nicer. But basically my problem is here, when you put the brass little insert in, with that guy, and sit it on there, and say it just falls straight in. It doesn't have the throw it needs to actually push down the clasp and retract this, so it stays locked. So my janky workaround was, I found this tiny little bit of plastic that's been hollowed out. I'm going to glue it to the end of this little pin, which is very similar to a golf tee, which might have worked as well. Put that on there, that glues in there. And now you've got a working little lever. once the handle's on here to be able to pull it, which I think I can do one-handed, it comes out. It works. I just don't want to glue this in just yet because I think we might be changing the colour of all these brass plastic bits. So once that's glued in there, and that glue goes off so the shaft doesn't keep slipping into the plastic part, that worked pretty good. Got to patch this up and do a few things in here and make it look a bit nicer. Well, all the doors are done, back together. They're a bit ugly inside, but this will all get sanded up and painted, so I'm not that concerned about the inside set off that much really. I think it'll be fine. Today I really want to clean up this back wall, put a new piece of timber in there, square all this stuff up under here and start doing the bed frame on hinges. There's like all these staples sticking out of this stuff, so yeah, I just want to clean that up and make it a nicer base to work with and just sort of start chipping away at this backside because there's a bit of work here. So that's what I'm doing today. Excuse the face lines, but that was yeah, that was pretty messy. So sanded it all back to flat or past flat so I can fill it now, and then sand it back again, cut a panel in there next, and start making the bed frame. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so that's in. That's glued, that's temporarily stapled. They'll come out once the glue dries. That section's done. I can now start, I'll reinforce this next and cut some quadding in there and make it look a bit nicer too. Alright, so there's 4 tabs holding that section in there. Once it's gone off, I'll take those off and it should be strong enough. Plus there's a lip going just above this the whole way along that I can attach down and help give it some stability. But yeah, not bad for a piece of wood I had lying around. Same thickness. I think it's an IKEA bench top. Saved that one, which is good. Almost perfect size. I'm running out of time today, it's getting dark and got to get dinner ready, but I think I'm just going to finish patching some of these holes so they can be dry and sanded tomorrow rather than focusing on the bed base. So I'll come back to the bed base, just do some patching there. fit a king size through that doorway. That's pretty obvious. But I did not plan on it basically not fitting in any other direction other than flat. So I had to assemble it outside, pre-gel everything, and then wrangle this for the last half an hour to get it in here and screwed. That was so horrible. And it's like 25 degrees in here and I'm sweating. Which doesn't sound that warm, but we're just going to winter and I'm not acclimatized yet. So.
Even if it goes to work, you know I'm always there. And you know I'll always care, yeah. Don't put on the brake, I don't want to go further. Well, you know I'm always there. And you know I'll always don't run for days on and to say this heaping figure in the fuck for me. But all she knows and all she wants is the place where there is no talk. Time goes past and it doesn't.
Alright, well I skipped over showing a lot of that stuff because it was just getting really tedious and it was same old. But basically, I just sanded back all the bog that I put in. Finished making the framing here, which was, like I said earlier, super difficult because it's the same width as the Caravan, so you gotta get the screws in the side and yeah, probably could have done that a bit better. But so I've got all the slats to go down here and they're all numbered, so I've got to just sand them back and make them a bit nicer before we paint them. This is all sanded back to this half of the Caravan, so I'm sort of focusing on that back half. And then today I think what I'm going to do is just focus on all this front stuff. So all these staples and down here where the cushions were, I've got to sand all that back and then bog it and sand the bog back. And once that's done, essentially these drawers can come off, tape up the windows, and they can all be painted white. Alright, well, might as well clean this area up and start bogging and sanding it. I was working through this stuff here and I just saw a tiny bit of daylight like over the top of this microwave. I think there's a hole behind here. I'm going to take it out and have a quick look. Alright, so it's a smashed vent. It's not too bad. False alarm. Put it back in. Worry about that later.
You know I'll always care.
Looks like someone's put pimple cream all through the inside of this Caravan. It's a bit spotty, but yeah, finished patching all that, patching the front drawers. I think I'm just going to take this carpet up through here now. I normally take up a carpet and it's nice floorboards underneath. Yeah, I can see why they carpeted this. You can see the old table position. It's kind of melted into the floor, so I tried having a go at peeling it up in the corner there and it's just like become one with the wood underneath. I might just leave it and go straight on top of this, like clean it all up and then go straight on top of it because I don't think I'm going to get it. Peel it up. It's funny, you step in here now, it's just this hollow shell. It's all the sound reverberates around. Need some fun stuff to make it a bit more sound deadening in here. Anyway, I picked up a few things today to finish off the bed. I got some gas struts and some pivot points for them and just a tie down on the end. So hopefully that's all we need to get the thing pushing up on its own, under its own weight, especially with the mattress. I had a hard time trying to work out like the weight of the bed frame with the mattress in there and all the bedding and then a pivot point and what strut to get, because at the moment it's probably about 25 kilos for the base with the slats and everything on there, and then the mattress is 40, so you're looking at about 60-65 kilos, and then but you're not lifting from like the whole thing with one strut, and it's from the center on a pivot. So it might be more than that if you're cantilevering it. It might be up to 80 kilos, then divide by 2. So I don't know, 40 kilos a strut. I got 400 Newton meters at 40. I can't even push these down though under my own weight, so they feel really strong. I guess we'll give it a go, and if I can't ever close it, we'll just change them for something smaller. I also left all my tools on site today because I'm going back to the same job tomorrow. So if this suddenly flashes forward to another day with better weather or different clothes, I wasn't successful, and I'll come back and try it again later. So yeah, I thought that was going to be really complicated. That took about 2 minutes, so that was pretty good. I thought it was going to be so powerful, but I even bought a latch to keep it down because I thought it was going to be just popping up for days. But that's not needed at all, and definitely not with a mattress on there. So I might need even the 600s, not the 400s, for the mattress. We'll see how it goes.